Hey, welcome back. I hope you're gonna enjoy this video. My name is Sarah, and I recently did a bookshelf reorganization video, and now it's time for the bookshelf tour because someone asked me to do that. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. So, the bookshelf. These are the bookshelves from far away. I also have a TBR card, which I will just briefly go over because I want to do a physical TBR video soon as well. But for now, that is my physical TBR. I will show it a little bit more in depth, but not too in depth. That's the situation right here. I hope you're gonna enjoy this video. Let's get into the bookshelf tour. Also, I counted my books and I think there were about like 200 something, like 214, maybe 214, but I also have books at my dad's. I will not be showing those because I'm not currently at my dad's. I'm not going to my dad's soon, so I'm just not planning on filming that shelf, but if you watch my previous video, you'll see how that shelf looks. It looks very empty now because I took all my physical TBR books to my mom's. But that's besides the point. That's just what I wanted to mention. These are not all my books. I have around 350 books in total. Here I have like 214, as I said. I'm just going to show them to you. All right, let's begin with the bottom of my TBR card, which is very messy. They can't stand up by itself. Look. That happens. So, these are the books that I have on here. This is the middle thing, card compartment thing. I have two sides, so there are also books here, which I will also briefly show. These are the books on here. If you saw my bookshelf reorganization and you think, hey, something's changed, that's because I filmed videos and I put them back randomly to film this video, so don't mind that. But yeah, that. And then the top is this, and this as well. That was it for the TBR card. Now let's move on to the shelves. I will go in way more depth on my shelves because most of these books are read, and when I encounter some unread ones, I will not talk much about them. But this is just like an in-depth bookshelf tour. I didn't want to do my TBR card in depth because I want to do a separate video on all my TBR books. First off, the top. I also put some pages on my wall. I ripped them out of a Dutch book that I didn't want to read anymore. So that is decoration. I didn't complete it because I didn't want to anymore. It was a phase. But on top, I have a little plant. I have a McDonald's gift card. I have a candle, some decoration that is Lego, a Dobby in Lego, a crystal, because why the fuck not? And then that, also another candle right there, and then that is like a jar thing, I don't know. Now for the first top shelf, I will move this out of the way because that is in the way. First off, we have my Lauren Asher Shrine, because I love Lauren Asher. The only book that I didn't enjoy is Throttled. For the rest, I decently or really enjoyed all of these. Then we have my Ella Mays book. I've read two of these. I've read these two. I haven't yet read Marriage Fun, The Hardest Fall, and Charlie Loving Clichés. Then we have author Elsie Silver, of course, because my shelf is not complete without some Elsie Silver. So we have Wild Love and the Gold Rush Ranch series, because I don't actually own the Chestnut Spring series. I have read them, but I don't own them. I read them on my e-reader. I could get a call soon because my therapist just wanted to call me, but she hasn't, so I'm just gonna speed around this, and if I don't finish it, it's okay. So here I have Ellie Hazelwood, because again, Ellie Hazelwood can't miss on my shelf. Like, I love Ellie Hazelwood. So my books, Not in Love, Love on the Brain, Checkmate, and Bride. You may see that I don't have the love Hypothesis or Love Theoretically. I have read those, but I just don't own them. So then we have Abby Jimenez. I do own more Abby Jimenez books. I own Friendzone and that whole series, Happy Ever After playlist, and I'm not sure what the third book is called, but those are on my TBR card, as you may have seen already. Then I have one book in the Kings of Sin series. I do own the second one as well. I have read the third one too, but I don't own the third one. The second one is at my dad's. This is the Playing for Keeps series. I've read these two, haven't read this one. Consider Me, Play With Me, Unravel Me. And then the pucking thing, I don't know what this is called. Oh, they're the wrong way around. This is one, this is two. But Pucking Around, Pucking Wild. This is a reverse harem, I think, and this is not. And then we have just really randomly Archer's Voice, because I felt like that fit the color scheme that we have here. Those were the top two shelves. By the way, these are two shelves. I just put them next to each other, but these are two separate shelves. So that was the top. Then we have this section. These are most of my hardcovers. I like to put my hardcovers on one shelf because I think that fits better, I guess. So we have The Prison Healer, Gilded Cage. I haven't read this one yet, have read this one, but I should reread this before I read this. Carved a Mark by Veronica Roth. I really didn't enjoy this book. I DNF'd it. Belladonna, Blade of Secrets, my favorite author. Sorcery of Thorns, The Crimson Moth, Lost in the Neverwoods, Into the Crooked Place. This is a faulty copy, by the way. Like, it ends off on page 220, then it goes back to page 180. So I never finished that book. I was enjoying it, but I just never finished it. Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. My favorite out of these three is Kingdom of the Cursed. I really, really love that book. This Woven Kingdom, These Infinite Threats, and All This Twisted Glory by Terry Maffei. I love Terry Maffei. Like, not only her Shatter Me series, but also this series. I love this one as well. And then we have more Trisha Levenseller, Daughter of the Pirate King, and Daughter of the Siren Queen. That was it for that one. Okay, so next one we have here. These are just some miscellaneous books that I didn't have anywhere else to put, but they're all romances. So we have Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. This was a really, really good book. It's a sapphic book, and I love sapphic books, but I don't read enough of them. The Kiss Quotient, The Bride Test. I don't own and haven't read the third book in the series, and I'm not interested in that. A Deal with the Devil, a recent read of mine. Well Met, Love in Other Words. I didn't really, really love this book. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Wardrobe Malfunction. This cover, I won't show you it because there's a naked man on the cover. Hideaway Heart by Melanie Harlow. I also own the first book in the series, but again, at my dad's. The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I love these books. I read these all back to back. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Another DNF of mine. Better Than the Movies and The Deal by L. Kennedy. Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Left Behind. I think we all know these books. Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, Garnet Flats, and Jasper Vale. I recently read this one, and it will be the previous video that came out before this one, and you can see my review of this one there. Spoiler, I didn't like it. Forgot to mention about this shelf. This is The Shadows Between Us. This is, or was, I'm not sure anymore, my favorite book of all time. I tabbed the crap out of this book. I also annotated it a lot. I really, really loved this book, and I still have very fond memories of it. Alright, I got the call, so now we can move on undisturbed. This is my little Sarah J. Maas section. I don't own the Throne of Glass series anymore because I didn't enjoy it. I do want to try and reread it again because I feel like I may have the potential to enjoy it right now. But I have my original copy of Court of Thorns and Roses that I found literally in the supermarket. Like, what the actual fuck? Then my, like standard copies. Crescent City, the two books that I own. I haven't continued that series, and I'm not sure if I ever will because I've heard not so positive things about the third book. Poison Study. I really, really enjoyed this book. Like, it was such a surprise because this is not very popular on BookTube, but I really loved it. I would definitely recommend that book. Then we have Raven Kennedy, the Plated Prisoner series. Oh, I really love this series. The gold has recently come out in this cover and in these covers as well, but I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna read that because I don't remember this, and I don't want to reread this whole series again. Then we have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I haven't read this one yet. I have read One Dark Window, but again, I will need to reread this before I read this. The Touch of Darkness series. The Wrath and the Dawn, The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. Oh my god, the duology is so good. Would definitely recommend. Caraval Legendary, I don't own Finale for some reason. Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. That is it for my fantasy shelf. Now we have my crime shelf. So first off, we have the Natural series. This is one of my favorite series of all time and a recent discovery of mine as well. I completely fell in love with this series. I rated this book 5 stars, this one, and this one. This one was a 4.5. Oh my god, read this series. Stalking Jack the Ripper, hunting Prince Dracula, escaping from Houdini, and capturing the devil. This series holds such a special place in my heart. I really love this series. The Housemaid, A Candle, House of Hollow, which is a very old copy. It's like completely ruined. Anyways, The Silent Patient, Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stare, The Hand on the Wall, When His Lying, which is very popular. I won't have to tell you anything about it. But it is a pretty old copy. Like, this is one of the first books that I ever read, I think, in English. And then the reappearance of Rachel Price. That were those two shelves. Up to the next one, and that is this one. This is my dark romance shelf. So we have I'm not sure, something with Olympus. It's like Greek mythology retellings, and I really, really love this series. I need to buy the next book in the series. It's Neon Gods, Electric Idol, Wicked Beauty, Radiant Sin, and Cruel Seduction by Katie Roberts. Then we have Corrupt, Kill Switch, and Nightfall. I do own Hideaway. Is that what it's called? Hideaway, I don't know, but it's at my dad's. Again, Satan's Affair, it's really short and small. It's by H.G. Carlton. It's part of the Cat and Mouse duet, Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. Where's Molly? Personally, I think this is one of my favorite H.G. Carlton books. Like, besides Haunting Adeline, this is my favorite H.G. Carlton book. Does It Hurt, The Awakening, and The Predator. I need to buy the rest of the series because it's going out of print soon. I need to have it before that happens. Then we have this shelf. This is just like, again, miscellaneous fantasy, I think, only fantasy. And my e-reader, really randomly. Like, this is my e-reader. How fun. Okay, so first off, we have the Cruel Prince trilogy, and then this like illustrated book. I will show you some illustrations if you want. I'm literally asking if you want as if we're on a video call, but like, illustrations. That's Carden, hottie, daddy. Illustrations, again, yes, really pretty. Then we have Crush by Tracy Wolff. This is the second book in this series. I haven't continued the series, actually. First book, again, at my dad's. Then we have the Shatter Me series, which I finished and gave all of them 5 stars, which is very good rating for a whole series. Ignite Me is my favorite, so that's why it's facing out. Then we have Priory of the Orange Tree. I never finished this because I couldn't handle the heartbreak. Yeah, that's the only reason, because I was enjoying it just fine. But then I found out what the ending was going to be because I read further into the book and I was like, no, we're not going to do this. So I just stopped reading. We Hunt the Flame, Cinderella is Dead. That was it for these two shelves. Now the last ones are going to be a bit of a mess. These are, again, miscellaneous reads that I had no other place to put and I didn't want to put anywhere else. So we have the Cinders trilogy series. This is not a trilogy, it's a 4-book series. I also have this one. This is like a few short stories about these characters in these books. I really, really loved the books when I read them. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like them now if I reread them, but for the time that I was reading them, I completely fell in love with them. Then we have Heartless, also by this author. Divergent by Veronica Roth. I actually did enjoy this book. Like Carve the Mark that I showed you previously, I hate it. But this one I really, really enjoyed. The Kinder Poison. You've Reached Sam without the dust jacket on, but it's fine. Like, this is a pretty cover anyways. These Violent Delights, Slow Fire Burning, and the Heartstopper books, except for the 1st and the 5th book, because I don't own them. Now you're gonna have a bit of a scare. This is the last shelf. I was cleaning my room and I just put all of my little decorations, all of the things that were on my table. I put them there. Like, there's a random pair of earrings right here. I just put them there and I didn't pick them up again. So that is the situation right now. But we have Shielded, Serpent and Dove, 50 Shades of Grey. Like, I want to chuck this book out of the window, but I'm scared that I'll hit someone, so I'm not going to do that. Siege and Storm. The only book that I still own out of the Shadow and Bone trilogy, because this one has been written in by my uncle, but I didn't enjoy it, so I wanted to sell it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to sell something that is personalized to me. Then we have some random Dutch books. I'm not even going to show them because I've, never read them. A Discovery of Witches, and then last one, 2 Dutch books. This is Het Schaduwjaar, but it's called The Grace Year in English. I can show you the cover. This is the book. And then Bloed en Been. I don't know what it's called in English. I know what the book is, but I forgot what it's called in English. Alright, so that was it for the bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually had a lot of fun filming this video. Maybe I should do more of these. Like, I cannot do them constantly, obviously, because we will need to change it up a lot. We will need to buy new books. That's just not gonna happen, Sarah. It's not gonna happen. Like, even though I want to buy 100 books at once, it's just not gonna happen. I don't have the ka-ching for that. So, that was my tour. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to watch more of me, subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. And I hope I'll see you later. So goodbye and see y'all later. Bye.